The medical base smelled like burnt ozone and regret. I pressed my 6 manipulator tendrils against the observation glass, watching the humans sit on the examination platform with that infuriating calm they always displayed before doing something monumentally stupid. Ambassador Krell, the humans said, grinning with those bone-white teeth that still made my dorsal ridge shiver. You look nervous. Nervous? I was calculating our insurance premiums. Captain Torres, I replied, keeping my vocal synthesizer on its most diplomatic setting. The creature you encountered on Viridian 5 has a toxicity rating that would liquefy a Thoraxian in 40 seconds. The venom contains 17 separate compounds, each designed by evolution itself to cause maximum suffering. We need to run decontamination protocols immediately. Torres rolled up her sleeve. 3 puncture marks, deep purple and angry, decorated her forearm like some demented trophy. The flesh around them had swollen into ridges that would have sent any reasonable species into medical stasis. She poked one of the wounds. Actually poked it. Yeah, it hurt like hell for about 20 minutes, she said, examining the injury with academic interest. Felt like someone was running a blowtorch under my skin. Really intense pins and needles. Made my whole arm go numb. Made your... Captain, you should be dead. I gestured to my medical officer, Vex, who was frantically scrolling through xenobiological databases with 3 of her eyes, while the 4th watched Torres like she might explode. The Viridian serpent is classified as an Omega-class threat. We lost an entire research team to a single specimen last solar cycle. Oh, that thing. Torres laughed. It was not a comforting sound. Cranky little guy. Beautiful colors, though. Reminded me of a coral snake back home. A coral. You have these on your planet. Sure. Along with black mambas, taipans, box jellyfish, stonefish, funnel web spiders, Brazilian wandering spiders, cone snails, blue-ringed octopuses. She counted them on her fingers like she was listing dessert options. Oh, and mosquitoes. Those kill more humans annually than all the others combined. Vex database made a sad beeping noise and crashed that I steadied myself against the console. In my 3 decades of diplomatic service across 47 species, I had never encountered a more exhausting conversation. Captain, please explain to me how you are still conscious. Our scans show the venom is still active in your bloodstream. You should be experiencing catastrophic organ failure. Torres shrugged. My liver's probably working overtime. Humans are weirdly good at processing toxins. We literally consume poison recreationally. Alcohol, capsaicin, nicotine. Some cultures even eat fish that can kill you if the chef messes up the preparation. Why would you? Because it tastes good. She said this like it was the most obvious thing in the known universe. Vex approached cautiously, her scanner extended like a peace offering. Captain, may I take a blood sample? For science? Sure, but I should warn you, I had coffee about an hour ago. Strong stuff. Might throw off your readings. Coffee is caffeinated beverage. Mild stimulant. Some humans drink 6 or 7 cups a day. I made a note to update the human section of our database. Possibly in red. With flashing lights. The scanner hummed over Torres's arm, and Vex's expression cycled through confusion, disbelief, and what I recognized as existential dread. Ambassador, her immune system is fighting. The venom is breaking down. Her body is producing antibodies in real time. This should not be possible. And yet, Torres said, flexing her fingers, here we are. The swelling's already going down. Give it another few hours, and I will be good as new. Well, mostly. Might have a cool scar. You want a scar? Scars are like stories you wear on your skin, she explained. This one will be great at parties. This? Oh, just a Viridian serpent. Wasn't that bad. A proximity alarm shrieked through the bay. My communicator buzzed with urgent priority codes that made my internal fluids run cold. All personnel, this is Security Chief Morna. We have a containment breach in Cargo Bay 7. The Viridian serpent has escaped its stasis pod. Repeat, Omega-class threat is loose on the station. Evacuate all non-essential areas immediately. Torres was off the examination platform before I could process the words. She grabbed a plasma cutter from the tool rack, tested its weight, and headed for the door with the casual confidence of someone who had done this before. Captain, wait. You are injured, possibly poisoned, and definitely not equipped for. She turned, and that smile was back. The one that made humans either the bravest species in the galaxy or the most suicidally reckless. Possibly both. Ambassador Krell, I have been bitten, stung, stabbed, shot, poisoned, and blown up more times than I can count. I grew up on a planet that actively tries to kill its inhabitants through weather, wildlife, and weaponized microorganisms. She activated the plasma cutter, its blue glow reflecting in her eyes. One angry snake? That is just Tuesday. She walked out, leaving me standing in a medical bay that suddenly felt far too quiet. Vex looked at me with all four eyes. Should we follow her? Obviously. I grabbed my own weapon, a standard-issue pulse rifle that suddenly felt inadequate, and start updating our species compatibility charts. Apparently, humans consider mortal danger a hobby. The cargo bay was a nightmare wrapped in scales and fury that I arrived just in time to see the Viridian serpent, all 12 meters of iridescent death, coiled around a support beam like some ancient god's abandoned jewelry. Its hood flared wide enough to swallow a hovercart, and those fangs, each the length of my primary manipulator, dripped with venom that hissed when it hit the deck plating. Torres stood 15 meters away, plasma cutter in one hand, the other hand empty, just hanging at her side. Relaxed. Hey there, gorgeous, she said to the creature. Her voice was soft, almost gentle. Having a bad day? The serpent's head swiveled toward her with predatory focus. Its tongue, forked and glistening, tasted the air. I could see its muscles tensing, preparing to strike with speeds our sensors had clocked at 0.7 seconds from coil to kill. Captain, I hissed through my communicator, trying not to make any sudden movements. Please, for the sake of my cardiovascular system, tell me you have a plan. Sure do. Watch this. She deactivated the plasma cutter, just turned it off and set it on the ground that I began composing my resignation letter in my head. Torres raised both hands, palms forward, and took a step closer to certain death. You are scared, aren't you? New place, weird smells, probably hungry. I get it. When I got pulled off Earth for this assignment, I bit 3 medical technicians during the orientation physical. You what? Vex whispered beside me. Apparently humans do not enjoy surprise injections. I muttered back. The serpent watched Torres with eyes like molten gold. Its hood remained flared, but something in its posture shifted. Still dangerous, still ready to strike, but listening? Could a creature with a brain the size of a fist actually listen? Torres took another step. That venom you gave me earlier? Solid work. Really quality stuff. Made my whole nervous system light up like a festival. But here's the thing about humans. Another step. She was close enough now that one strike would end this conversation permanently. We have been playing this game with venomous creatures for about 200,000 years. We have learned some tricks. The serpent's tongue flicked out again, tasting her scent, analyzing threat levels with senses I could barely comprehend. My ancestors survived in places where everything wanted to eat them. Snakes, spiders, big cats with teeth like kitchen knives, other humans who were often worse than all of those combined. Torres's voice stayed calm, steady, like she was telling a bedtime story. So we got creative. We learned patterns. We developed immunity. We figured out that most animals, even the dangerous ones, do not actually want to waste energy fighting. They just want to feel safe. She was 3 meters away now. I had stopped breathing. Vex was recording everything with trembling manipulators. You bit me because you were cornered. Fair. I probably would have done the same. But look around. Torres gestured slowly at the cargo bay. Plenty of space here. Multiple exits. No one trying to poke you with scanners or shove you in stasis pods. Just you, me, and a whole lot of room to chill. The serpent's hood began to retract. Just slightly. Just enough. Torres sat down, cross-legged, right there on the deck plating, within striking distance of a creature that had killed 17 trained xenobiologists. Take your time, she said. I will wait. Minutes passed like geological ages. Security Chief Morna's voice kept crackling through the comms, demanding updates, suggesting tactical strikes, proposing evacuations. I muted her. Some moments demanded silence. The Viridian serpent unwound itself from the support beam with liquid grace. Its massive body flowed across the deck, scales catching the overhead lights in hypnotic patterns. It approached Torres with the same caution she had shown it, predator meeting predator, each recognizing something familiar in the other. The serpent's head came level with Torres's face. Its tongue tasted the air one final time, sampling her breath, her sweat, her absolute lack of fear. Then it did something that made Vex gasp, and me question every xenobiological text I had ever studied. At IT rubbed its snout against Torres's shoulder. Like a cat, like a creature seeking comfort rather than combat. Torres reached up slowly and touched the serpent's scales. There we go. You are just a big baby, aren't you? Scary teeth, scary venom, but mostly just confused and angry about being grabbed by strangers. She looked back at me, that infuriating smile wider than ever. Ambassador Krell, I am going to need about 6 kilograms of raw protein, a heat lamp, and a terrarium roughly the size of my quarters. Also, I am keeping him. You are. Captain, regulations strictly forbid. His name is Reginald. That is possibly the worst name for an Omega-class predator I have ever. Reggie for short. The serpent, Reggie apparently, coiled partly around Torres in what I desperately hoped was affection rather than preparation for consumption. Its hood had fully retracted now, and those terrifying golden eyes looked almost content. Vex slowly approached, scanner extended. Captain Torres, your bite wounds. They have stopped swelling. The discoloration is fading. How are you feeling? Bit tired. Probably need a sandwich and about 10 hours of sleep. Oh, and some antihistamines. I think I am allergic to whatever cleaning solution you use on these floors. Making my eyes water. You survived Omega-class venom, and you are worried about cleaning solution. Torres stood, Reggie uncoiling to let her rise, but staying close, his massive head level with hers. Priorities, Ambassador. The big scary things are usually manageable. It is the little stuff that gets you. Paperwork. Bureaucracy. Poorly ventilated cargo bays. She walked toward the exit, one hand resting on Reggie's scales like they were old friends. Come on, buddy. Let us get you settled. I have got some ration bars that might work until the ambassador approves your proper diet. Which he will, right, Ambassador? I looked at Vex. Vex looked at me. We both looked at the human walking calmly out of the cargo bay with an Omega-class predator following her like an oversized, extremely venomous puppy. Update the human database, I said finally. New entry. Deathworld survivors possess the apparently supernatural ability to befriend anything that does not immediately succeed in killing them. Recommend extreme caution when telling humans something is dangerous. They interpret this as a challenge rather than a warning. Also, never let them name things. Their choices are terrible. Vex was already typing. Should I note that the human sustained no permanent damage from the venom? Note that the human considers being temporarily poisoned an inconvenience rather than a medical emergency. Also note that I am requesting hazard pay. Down the corridor, I could hear Torres talking to Reggie about earth snakes, the proper temperature for reptiles, and whether he preferred his food live or pre-processed. The serpent made a low hissing sound that almost resembled contentment. Humans. They survived everything their nightmare planet threw at them, then went looking for new challenges among the stars. The galaxy was not ready for them. But apparently, the galaxy's deadliest creatures were. So what did you think? Did this story surprise you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this sci-fi story, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing science fiction stories every week. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.